Cuties. Hello, little pearl onions. So cute. Little babies. Happy Thanksgiving, homemakers. I'm Melinda, and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. And today we're making turkey and stuffing shells. All right, turkey and stuffing shells is from section H, Entertaining on a Shoestring, and it's card number 10. And I was a little confused as to why this is in the entertaining section, because you could just make this from scratch for Thanksgiving, but what it seems to me is that this is a better idea to use with Thanksgiving leftovers. Like, it's a few days later, you're sick of just eating like leftovers microwaved on a plate, you wanna like remix them, do something new with them, make them fresh again. And so this is basically like individual like turkey pot pies. You use the stuffing to like create kind of a pie crust in the bottom of the casserole dish, and then you fill it with like turkey and vegetables in a cream sauce. So yeah, I think this would be really smart to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers. To just make them new again. And it'll be cute to have little individual servings. So let's get started. All right, so for the turkey filling, we will need some flour, some instant minced onion, salt, mace, which is a spice I don't think people use anymore. So I got nutmeg instead of mace, which I read is similar. Fresh ground pepper, light cream. They didn't have light cream at the grocery store, so I got half and half. I feel like half and half is like in between milk and heavy cream. So it's the best we can do. And then 2 cups of leftover turkey. And then a package of frozen green peas and pearl onions. Now, I'm sure at some point in the past they sold green peas and pearl onions like together in a bag in the frozen section. I could not find that, so I just have regular green peas and then fresh pearl onions that I'm gonna have to like prepare ourselves ahead of time. And then some chopped pimento, we're gonna need some grated lemon peel, and then the stuffing shells recipe. So she says for stuffing shells, you need 2 cups of herb seasoned stuffing, some butter, and some water. I could not find the bag of stuffing that I think she's referring to, so I got stovetop stuffing, which I feel like is more dehydrated than the stuffing in the bag. Like, it really like puffs up when you make it, and it requires a lot more water than she says to use. So I think I'm gonna go a little off script here. I'm gonna make stovetop stuffing as directed on the box, and then we're gonna use it in our recipe. And I feel like that will kind of imitate the idea that like you're making this with your leftovers at home. So like you would already have fully prepared stuffing if it's like the day after Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna like fully make the stuffing, and we'll use that as our stuffing shells. So that's the plan. Let's get started. Okay, so first I'm just gonna do a little prep work. So to make the stovetop stuffing, you just do 1.5 cups of water, and then a 1/4 cup of butter, so that's half a stick. And you're just gonna bring this to a boil, and then you add the stuffing in. But this is similar to Betty's. So Betty said you use 1/4 cup of water and 1/3 cup of butter. So a little more butter and a lot less water in her version. But I'm just following the instructions. We're making stovetop stuffing, okay? We're doing it. So I'm gonna put this on the heat and we'll let it come to a boil. Okay, so while the stovetop stuffing is being prepared, I also need to prep my pearl onions. I've never cooked with pearl onions before, but they're so cute. And at first I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to peel all these onions by hand and it's gonna take forever. But then I looked it up, and there's a hot tip on the internet that basically if you just boil them, the skins will come right off. So all you have to do is you trim off the bottom root and then a little bit of the top, and then you're gonna pop that into boiling water, and then after 2 minutes in the water, you can just pop out the peel. So I'm just gonna prep about half of these, and then we'll dump them in the boiling water. Cuties, hello little pearl onions, so cute, little babies. I read that pearl onions are milder than like their their larger counterparts. But these smell pretty oniony, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, our water and butter have come to a boil. So now you just put this package in it. Yeah, it's just little crumbs and crumbles of bread, dry bread. So we're just gonna pour this in. Ooh, there was some seasonings at the bottom. Okay, now we have to stir it. We're stirring. And now we cover it. And it says to just let it stand for 5 minutes. Okay, the stuffing's been sitting for 5 minutes covered, and so now I'm fluffing it with a fork. It's very moist and very gooey, which honestly, this is what I think you need if you're gonna push it into a pie crust formation, if you're gonna push it into a casserole. So I think this is good. It's just very hot, so I think I'm just gonna let it cool for a while so it's like easy to touch, and that way I can kind of pat it into the pan. Okay, so I boiled our pearl onions for about 2 minutes, and yeah, the shell or the the skins did seem to become loose. So I'm gonna just try to pop them out of the skin. What's happening? Oh no. What if I just peeled the skin a little bit to get a good... Okay, so I didn't pop out, but it is a lot easier to peel. They're also still pretty hot. The thing about doing it this way is it's hard to tell what is the outer skin and what's like the proper onion. And so I don't want to leave any amount of skin on that, like when you're eating my final dish, you'll be like, what though? You'll be like, what is this hard thing I'm chewing? All right, it's time to assemble our turkey filling. So in a large saucepan, we're gonna combine the flour and spices. So this is a tablespoon plus 1.5 teaspoons of flour. And then we need a teaspoon of minced onion. I don't know why you need this if you're gonna have real onions in there too, but whatever. A 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just freshly ground pepper. So I'm just gonna grind some in here. Cool. What's weird is you would think that we'd be like creating a roux right now, like we'd use some fat or butter with the flour, but we're not. Okay, then we're gonna do 1 1/4 cup of light cream, or in this case, 1/2 and 1/2. So that's 1 cup and 1/4 cup. So we're gonna heat this until it's boiling and kind of make sure that the flour and the spices are well incorporated. I guess sometimes you use flour and milk to create a cream sauce. Okay, so it's starting to get thick and boil, and you can see, I never get this right, but like the flour is starting to thicken and like absorb the milk, and it always gets kind of clumpy for me. I can never do this and not have it be clumpy. Okay, but we're making moves. Oh my gosh, you're boiling. Okay, we're turning it down. A cream sauce is unfolding before our eyes. Boil and stir 1 minute. Stir in turkey, peas, and onions. Okay. Don't stress, don't panic. Everything's fine. All right, so I have some leftover turkey here, which I've kind of cut up or shredded as best I could into bite-sized pieces. Now the recipe calls for 2 cups, so I'm gonna try to measure out 2 cups of turkey here. But our cream sauce is like moving fast, even though I turned the heat way down, so I have to move quickly here. But let me put some turkey in. And if you can see in the turkey, I cooked it with fresh thyme and rosemary, so there's some like thyme leaves and stuff in here as well, which I think will add to the flavor. Okay, so that's about 2 cups worth of turkey. So we're gonna stir that in, get that nice and coated. Now I'm gonna add our onions, which feel a little big to me, but I didn't say to cut them. And then I'm gonna add the peas. I might not do all of them. Let's see how it looks. So I'm gonna add the chopped pimentos. It calls for 2 tablespoons, but I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it, however many I want in the mix here. A good distribution of colors, maybe a little bit more pimento. Okay, and then the last thing is to zest some lemon in here, which I think will add some nice like bright acidity to it. Okay, that came together really well. It's like just the right amount of cream. Distribution of vegetables looks good. Turkey looks good. Okay, let's go assemble our stuffing shells. All right, it's time to assemble our turkey and stuffing shells. So I have these little individual casserole dishes that are really cute. And I'm gonna just start to use my hands to kind of mold the stuffing in to create like a shell or like a pie crust out of stuffing. So I don't know how much to use in each one, but you kind of, I don't know, you want enough of a base and a side. And you want to make sure we save some stuffing to sprinkle on the top too. Let me show you what I got to work with here. I just kind of filled the bottom and the sides as best as I could. And we'll just keep doing that. Okay, so I want to try to fill some of these before I keep going because I just want to double check that like it looks good and there's nothing I have to do differently about the stuffing. So I'm just kind of populating it, filling it up as much as I can with the turkey. Let me put the crumbles on these. I'm trying to think of what my favorite dish is at the Thanksgiving table. Like, is it the turkey? I really like sweet potatoes. And oh, the green bean casserole is my favorite. I used to, no offense to my mom, but she used to always make the green bean casserole with like the canned green beans and cream of mushroom soup. And that was like never my jam as a kid. I thought it was kind of gross, kind of mushy. And then so a few years ago, I started making the green bean casserole every year for the holidays, and I use fresh green beans, and I like make a mushroom cream sauce from scratch, and it's just like 100% better. So that's like my hands down my favorite thing on the Thanksgiving table. Let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is on the table. Comment below. Okay, so we have 5. You can see over time how they got less and less stuffed as I ran out of material. All right, so we have our 5 little casserole dishes. We're gonna put them in the oven at 425 just for 5 minutes. And what we're really just looking to do is like crisp up and brown up the top stuffing and make sure everything's like heated thoroughly throughout. Okay, aren't these little cuties so beautiful? Okay, I take back what I said. This would be a fun thing to do with Thanksgiving leftovers, but this would also be really cute as the Thanksgiving meal. Like make a couple turkey breasts the night before, whip this up. Instead of your traditional Thanksgiving dinner, you still get all the flavors of Thanksgiving, but it's so much cuter. All right, I'm ready to dig in. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I wanna get a bite with like stuffing and turkey and peas for sure. Okay, all right, let's take a bite. Okay, it could use a little salt. But that's pretty good. It's like so creamy. Like the creamy turkey is just like, it's like as if you're having turkey and mashed potatoes or something, but it's just the turkey. Okay, this bite has an onion. You know how I felt about the giant pearl onions, but let's see how it feels to take a bite of one. Okay, that onion was pretty crunchy, so it wasn't as cooked through as you'd want an onion to be. But because it was a pearl onion, it was very mild. It didn't taste like I was eating raw onion. How interesting. But that is a big bite of onion. If I were to do this again, I'd probably cut it in half. I'm not really tasting the pimentos, but the peas are present. Peas and turkey and stuffing. Really comforting, really hearty. You're getting all the textures that you would get from Thanksgiving at the same time in one bite, which is really fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is cute. And this would probably, I don't know, like this might fill me up, this one little casserole. I might not even be able to finish a whole casserole because it's so like rich. Like the creamy turkey filling is so rich. Fun. Isn't this a fun way to eat Thanksgiving? All right, turkey and stuffing shells. This was so fun, and they turned out so well. They were so cute. Like I said, this would be a perfect thing to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers, or just a way to make Thanksgiving in a little bit more reasonable of a manner, so you don't have to do the full spread and you still get all the flavors and textures of a Thanksgiving meal. I just thought that they turned out really well. Really adorable little single serve casseroles, just really cute. And I think it kind of just like hits the mark with, you know, like taste and presentation and creativity. And I had fun making it, so I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 red spoons. Okay, back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, happy homemaking and happy Thanksgiving!